let's do this. Hey, so I've been requested this a lot. People kind of ask me, how do I start a YouTube channel? How do I start streaming on Twitch? How did you do it? So I'm kind of just gonna go over the basics today of, I think that everything that kind of helped me out. It may not be applicable to everyone, but who knows? It's gonna be definitely more of a chill episode too. I don't think I'm even gonna add music. It's just gonna be a very basic video. I'm also gonna have 2 timestamps below, for one for the YouTube section and one for Twitch. I'm gonna be talking about YouTube first as well. So let's get right into it. Now, when people ask me about YouTube, the biggest thing I would say is upload videos that you yourself would want to watch. Now, I know that sounds a little boring, but think about it. The reason why you're making videos, assuming gaming videos, is because you see someone else, you see another content creator, and like, you know what, that's funny. I think I'm gonna do it. If you're gonna get into YouTube for the thought of being popular, or being well known, or getting rich, or something like that, just stop while you're ahead. You'll see a lot of YouTube channels, which I won't name, but they'll do basic stuff like top 10 this and top 10 that, and you can tell there's absolutely no passion in there. Having no passion in a channel, you're gonna hate your life, and it's just gonna die off eventually, or you're gonna hand it off to someone else. Now, I'm assuming if you are watching this, you are passionate and you do have taste, which is good. Just know it might take a bit of time to get there. It's also good to make stuff that you yourself would want to watch as well, because you know what you would want, because technically you're your own audience. My videos are more so cut down. There's not a lot of fat in the meat, but that's how I like it. I'm pretty busy all the time, and you know, I gotta be careful with which videos I watch. I don't really have anything on the side. If I'm watching something, I am watching it. Like, if you yourself like chill videos, and go right ahead, because you know in those videos what you're looking for, so you can do it. And you want, if possible, try to make it better, because you're not gonna get anywhere just being the same, right? Another thing, which sounds a little silly, but I highly suggest being yourself as well. If you're trying to pretend to be someone else or have a persona, you can do it and it can get views, sure. Though the problem with that is that you gotta keep that up forever. And it's like, you know, what if you slip out of your character's persona? You gotta keep up to it. What if you wanna just change things up? Maybe you're just not feeling it anymore. Then I feel like you'll be stuck in a rut, and that's why I highly suggest just being yourself. Along with that too is I highly suggest being passionate about what you're doing. Again, I'm just playing video games on this channel, but I love the games that I play. I love editing. Giving those little pajazz and bajazz and bingo boogles everywhere, I'm like, that's what I like to do. It takes up a lot of time, and I don't think my viewers for the most part know about that, but god damn it. But you know, I enjoy doing it. Also, just kind of stick to what you really want to do. You might be thinking, oh, there's this hit new game somewhere, and I really, really want to play because it's popular and the hype train. If you don't want to play it, just don't play it. Like, if you're not gonna have fun, why bother? Viewers can tell what's a cash grab and what isn't. Another thing is to look at the YouTuber that you idolize most, or at least the YouTuber that you kind of want to have the same style as, or if not succeed that. Watch their videos, not in the context of seeing like what's funny, but how they do it. Like, if you have an editing program, think, how did they put this together? When and why did they do these cuts or these edits? Learning an editing program is one thing, but learning that timing, when to zoom in and when other stuff, that kind of comes naturally. If I can find the link for it, maybe it'll be a card or something. There's a great video showcasing Soviet Womble's use of subtitles. It is on point of how technically the same video can be extremely different just by slight editing. Also, if you're not aware, I actually took multimedia throughout college, and one thing that we had that probably aided 90% of my success on YouTube is our advertising class. This class was obviously meant for self-marketing, like say if you're selling yourself to the world, because despite there is a lot of passion in my videos, it is also a business. And obviously hopefully your YouTube channel will also be a business for you, because you do need to feed yourself and buy pretty things like this microphone. You gotta sound good. I ain't sucking a dick for one. But one of the things that stuck out most in that class was to ask yourself, why should I watch this video? If you can't think of a reason or showcase why I should watch more than 5 seconds of your video, then why should I? There's, you know, a billion other YouTubers out there. Why should I stick just to you? Personally, what I try to do is I try to stick one defining part in the front of the video and kind of keep people's attention that way. A friend of mine too, like he did a Battlegrounds video once, and the first 3 minutes was like a frag movie, but the rest of the 8 was funny moments. And I kind of told him, I was like, hey, if I was a new viewer, I just wouldn't watch this because I'm not into frag movies. I wouldn't even think that this is a funny moment video. And yeah, he changed it up, so obviously it was fine, but you know, small stuff like that can confuse new viewers because you got to think of your old viewers and your new viewers. And another thing too is that new viewers don't tend to understand inside jokes. There is a lot of jokes that I've deleted throughout just because they're more so inside jokes to us. Like, I'm laughing really hard in the microphone, my friends are laughing, but thinking on a third person perspective, you wouldn't get it. You're like, what? Why is this funny? I tend to keep those out unless there's some sort of context. So if you do have enough context to show that, hey, this is actually a really funny moment, here's why. So when playing back your video when editing, just try to think that you've never played this game and that you've never played with these people and you're just, you know, there enjoying it. Another thing too is YouTube thumbnails and titles definitely matter. I believe Casey Neistat brought this up of the hook, line, and sinker technique. Is that you don't want to do clickbait. You can get fast views and results, though you won't get anyone actually staying. What you want to do is to bring people in. It's like, oh, that's kind of an interesting thumbnail, or like, this might be funny. And then when they get into the video, realize, oh, this is, you know, roughly what I clicked on. This is what I'm here to stay for. But obviously, yeah, don't lie in the title, have some relevance, and with the thumbnail too. But it still needs to be flashy enough to stand out, because again, why should I click that? If I'm just browsing it and I see my recommended, why should I try with this one? Another thing is to not listen to your comments too much. Definitely listen to them, but be careful and think with your head first, not with theirs. I say that because I notice a lot of people say they'll go to Twitter and they'll say, hey, what should I play? And you can probably guess like what it will be. Generally, it's the worst game there. Like, oh, should I make a video of this or that? Should I make it longer? Honestly, do what you want. You're number one. You're the reason why you're making the videos. Obviously, it's great to get criticism and say if people are suggesting things, like, take it lightly. Don't say, yes, I have to do this. This is what I'm doing wrong, because it might just be that one person. And yeah, you'll see game channels, they'll play a game that's heavily requested, and then once the game comes out, no one cares. I think that's everything I have to cover with YouTube. Is just, again, just be yourself and make stuff that you yourself would want to watch. Because, you know, you're just gonna hate yourself otherwise. And the rest should come naturally. Now for Twitch. Streaming is relatively the same, but also overall different. Along with being yourself, don't worry about quality right away. I say this because a lot of people get so obsessive, including myself, of not having the right equipment or software to stream in. If you're not a partner, you can only stream up to 3500 of a bitrate anyway. And I know you're gonna wanna change that. I know you wanna get a better microphone to sound better, or maybe a better camera, but hold the fuck on. Just do you for the first bit. If numbers start slowly getting up and you're seeing it actually becoming a thing, then update your microphone, then update your camera, then update your lighting, kind of work things slowly like that. I've seen so many people just blow $500 on equipment, never streaming in their life. And then they're just like, well, I'm gonna be a streamer now because I have everything set. And it's just like, no one knows who you are and no one cares that you have all this great equipment. Maybe you're not talking to chat. Maybe you're just ignoring everything. And it's like, well, there's not really, if there's not a reason to watch you, then people won't. Alongside with that, the two main things I find is that you need to focus on having fun and enjoying yourself. And the other thing is to talk to chat as much as you can. The focus on having fun thing sounds a little strange, but people want to relax, they want to unwind, or just kind of engage themselves with whatever you're doing. And if you're, you know, extremely angry, like not enjoying it, then just stop. A lot of people also say that, oh, I'm not funny, or oh, I'm really boring. Generally, I think everyone can be funny. It's just a matter of, again, engaging with chat, talking to them. I know a lot of people who will stream and will just say yes or no answers to chat, and then they'll just continue playing. You want to talk about it. If they ask, hey, what do you think of this? And maybe say, yes, I think this is dumb, or great, because, and then go on. You'd be very surprised how many people don't follow that. You know, I know it can be hard sometimes, especially if you're playing alone, but you know, if you honestly have to, just pretend you're talking to yourself. Just kind of get used to talking a lot. And with that, make sure you have a trusty water bottle on the side. Also with that, don't listen to chat too much. I'm saying this just in case, because I know on smaller streams, people will donate a relatively larger amount of money and ask them to do stupid stuff like, oh, like scream as loud as you can, or put your shoe in your head, or something like that. Don't do that. Obviously thank them, but if you don't feel comfortable in doing whatever request, don't do it. And also, chat can be a bit of a hive mind sometime. 24/7, people will ask me, yo, why aren't you playing Overwatch? Yo, when are you playing Overwatch? And it's just like, if I'm playing Battlegrounds, the main reason is I don't feel like playing Overwatch right now. Just want to unwind, relax with the boys, you know. But your main viewers will understand and generally stick with you. One thing that I remember Tim the Tatman brought up on one of his streams is that you can feel pressured by the amount of people watching you. If you're sitting at 0 viewers and then it jumps to 1, 2, and 3, you don't know what to do. You're like, uh-oh, I gotta do something. So personally, what I would do, and I think he did it too, is to just close the amount of viewers that are there. Don't look at it. If you're gonna be obsessive, looking at those numbers all the time, then you're gonna work yourself up and just not end up being you. Also, don't worry if that number drops down at all. You know, people can't be there all the time because it's a live stream. Like, you know, that's great to have people watching you, but you know, like I gotta go play soccer practice on Saturday, or you know, oh, I'm going out with friends. You know, people have lives, so if you notice there's a big climb one day and it's nowhere near as popular the next, then don't worry about it. Just keep doing what you're doing. I think that's basically it for streaming as well. One last thing that I want to mention is to not quit your day job immediately. Another common thing I see a lot is people just quit their job and say, you know what, I'm going full-time streaming. This is happening. And they'll get really pumped and excited about it, which is great, but then they just burn out after 2 days because they'll have like no viewers, and it's just like, well, I guess I give up. So you might be sitting at 0 to 1 viewers for a while, but don't give up. See about maybe cross-streaming with other friends, promoting it here and there. I also suggest, if possible, because most likely you're going to be YouTubing and streaming, is see if you can upload like maybe something like stream highlights up onto YouTube. So if people don't even know that you stream, then maybe they'll catch you there. Like, oh, maybe I'll check them out someday. Is to kind of build a fan base or like a following around that. I think that's it. I feel like I kind of covered everything that I know and what I would suggest to people both wanting to make YouTube videos and stream. So I hope that helped. If not, then, well, shit. I guess I'll try this again, but hopefully maybe you guys learned something from it. This is kind of just the guidelines that I myself follow. Until then, thank you guys for sticking around. It's a pleasure having you boys, and keep those tits tiny. This is Lieutenant Eddy, signing out.